But I'm telling you what I want. I've asked him to help me to deal with whatever he allows. Help me to deal with it. But I want justice for my baby. I want everybody to either be in jail for life or die. They don't need to be out ever again. His kids can't see him no more. I can't see him no more. So there is no need, even if they get life, your kids will still be able to come see you. Your folks will still be able to come see y'all. Nah, I want them to, well, subscribe to my YouTube page. Subscribe to my YouTube page.
Hit that like button.
Haters gon' hate anyway, man.
Subscribe to the
This
channel,
in the lab live. Used to bake pies, now I'm on YouTube on In the Lab Live. Hit the like button, yeah, go ahead, subscribe. Ain't no telling what you see, it's gonna be a long ride. Better open up your eyes, cause we be in the bitch till 7 in the morning. Coffee in one hand and the sweet got me zoning. Blocking all the haters, shout out my moderators. They make the show greater, main reason why we major. So up on the top, I can't see the ground. Got these niggas mad, they love when I was down. Now nigga up, and they can't tell me shit. Shout out to Scale Gang and all my people in this bitch. I got haters, I got friends, I got product, I got ends. If I ever get a plaque, I know they gon' hate me then. Still rolling in that lag slow, hotter than Tabasco. Don't matter what you buying, I can get you what you ask for. Hottest in the streets, where these niggas can't compete. We be grinding while they sleep, yeah, 7 days a week. I ain't tripping on the docks, telling niggas come box. Right, knock them out of socks, boy, you must be smoking rocks. Hey!
This in the lab live, man. Subscribe to the channel, man.
Definitely subscribe to the channel, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure you subscribing to the channel if you are new, guys. Yeah, y'all seen the intro with Miss Nicole saying she wants justice for her baby. You know, she talking about m4hire. You know, she most definitely feels a way about the people who unalive her son. I'm just saying, we can't blame her. You know, it is what it is. But she feels a way, you know, basically about the people that unalived her son, basically going as far as to say, hey man, you know, if you really want to know the truth of how she feels, she really want them all to unalive, guys, and if not, spend their lives in prison. You know, she said she can't see her son, you know, he's gone forever. At least if they get life in prison, they'll be able to see theirs, you know. But really, she don't care what happened to them as long as they get, the state gets those convictions against them and get them locked up in there forever, guys. Remember on the last video I dropped that talked about Miss Nicole, she said, hey, you know, it's time for the telling to begin. Meaning the trial is on its way. It's right around the corner, guys. It's right around the corner. August 24th is when it's going down in the m4hire case. You know, we're gonna be most definitely here to cover it. But with some breaking news that I have going on right now, and I gave y'all a little snippet, you know, on the thumbnail. It say descendant believe that defendant Conway and co-conspirator Darius, or however you say, Devarius Moore, aka Trap Boy Freddy, you know, hearing after co-conspirator Moore were involved, right? So basically they talking about m4hire feeling like that Trap and Yella was involved in the unaliving of Roy Lee, right? But that was just a little snippet right there for y'all that was on the thumbnail. We got more, you know, right here. Let me get this ready real quick to pull it up. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to hit that super chat, super sticker, or the cash out, man. Support the channel is most definitely appreciated, man. All right, so let's get into a little bit of what was sent to me, guys. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the person that sent me this information today, man. I most definitely appreciate it. But it speaks about the passing of Roy Lee. It speaks about Yella Beezy, and it also speaks about m4hire, guys. And basically, let me get this out the way. All right, so we are here, guys. I don't know why it's showing up. It's blue on my end. Okay, all right, it ain't on y'all end. Okay, so this is a bit of paperwork, guys, from, I guess it's the state's things that they have turned, basically want from the courts, guys. You know what I'm saying? And they are asking for, I guess, Roy Lee's case or Roy Lee's passing to be used as evidence of a dispute, not necessarily the unaliving, but that there was most definitely static between m4hire, Yella Beezy, and Trap, guys. You know what I'm saying? To go with their witness testimonies that they have to come. Check it out. It says events leading to charged offense. It says the assault, shooting, and passing of Pate is the starting point of the feud between defendant Conway and m4hire. And we most definitely heard m4hire speak to this in interviews. You know what I'm saying? We heard Rainwater say the same thing. We heard a lot of people that's involved in this situation basically say the starting point of all of this was when Roy Lee died. Let's keep it real, guys. All right. It says, while the timeline contained in the state's amended notice shows that the feud between the record labels goes back further than the feud directly between defendant Conway and the decedent commenced with the events surrounding the death of Pate, aka Roy Lee, guys. So y'all know who we talking about. They basically saying what I just said. It all started from Roy Lee passing. It says Roy Lee Pate was a Dallas comedian and friend, an associate of m4hire. A state's witness, GJ, witness one, whoever that is, GJ. You know what I'm saying? Is most definitely gonna take that stand, whoever that is. And basically he will testify that in 2017, Pate and defendant Conway entered into a verbal feud over social media that resulted in a confrontation on August 1st, 2017, guys. So basically, real life street stars. Y'all remember that? The interview with Roy Lee, Roy Lee's Facebook post or whatever, Instagram post, where he was on a box with Yella Beezy, all of that. That's what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? This is what this pertains to. All of that was going on with Yella Beezy, and Yella Beezy and Roy Lee, guys. They're gonna show all of that. It says witness will testify to the events that occurred during the confrontation, guys. Now remember, Jose Bodega had his hands all in there. Remember, he was the one that said that he spurred off or snuck Roy Lee, that infamous punch where Roy Lee say, yeah, he was swinging, he hit me right there, but I just really didn't feel it. It was really didn't mess me up, or he was confused to why people was jumping in when it's just supposed to be him and Yella Beezy. Well, the person that threw the punch was Jose Bodega. And according to Key1, and what Jose Bodega supposedly told the grand jury, where Key1 said that he said Trap Boy and Yella, you know what I'm saying, had hands in this. He said Bodega told the grand jury that. All right, so Bodega could potentially be, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say most definitely is, one of the snitches in this case. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's continue. It says later in September of 2018, Pate was shot and died of complications from his gunshot wound on October 13, 2018. Law enforcement testimony. Y'all get it? Law enforcement testimony will show that this case was unsolved and there was no evidence defendant Conway was involved. This evidence is not offered as an extraneous act committed by defendant Conway, but instead offered as the starting point of the ill will and retaliatory violence that began directly between the parties. This is when the unaliving started. This is when it got serious, is with Roy Lee's passing, guys. It also says that the state witness testimony will show that it was rumored that defendant Conway and his associates, including co-conspirator Moore, which is Trap Boy Freddy, guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, co-defendant Moore, co-conspirator. I say co-defendant because I feel like he should be a co-defendant because he should be locked up if they saying his name and basically involving him in all of this. Why ain't Trap in jail? But anyway, let's continue. Including co-conspirator Moore were involved in the shooting of Pate. The testimony is also corroborated by the defendant Conway's own admissions. Yeah, when he went and did interviews, you know what I'm saying, with K104 and 97.9 and went on the Breakfast Club and Vlad, and was talking about the situation. They basically saying he told on himself. It says this is also corroborated by defendant Conway's own admissions, media interviews, direct questions to defendant Conway's, and follower comments in the defendant Conway's live posts. All right, so direct questions to defendant Conway and his own shootings was revenge for the shooting of Pate, in which he answered basically he felt like that. And then it says they were also looking at the followers' comments in his live stream, in Yella Beezy's live stream when Trap popped up there, you know what I'm saying? And they were looking at the comments, basically everybody was telling Yella Beezy that they had a party in what happened to m4hire. It says live post during one of the defendant's media interviews while speaking about the feud with defendant Conway, the interviewers asked how Pate's death affected him, but more importantly, in the December 2019, hold on, let me go down. But more importantly, in the December 2019 release of 219, paying homage to Pate on his birthday, which was m4hire dropped that song. He rapped lyrics that alluded to his involvement in the shooting of defendant Conway and co-conspirator more. m4hire rapped about, basically hitting up Trap and Yella on 219. Which he dedicated to Roy Lee, it says more as revenge for Pate. All right, so basically he did it for revenge for what happened to Roy Lee. It says defendant Conway and his co-conspirators, this time they put an S on it because they talking about the rest of them that's incarcerated right now and the one that's free. It says defendant Conway and his co-conspirators contrived this murder for hire scheme as retaliation for the decedent and his associates, involvement in their shootings, meaning they retaliated, they put this whole thing together to retaliate for Yella being shot and Trap being shot and them being shot at by m4hire and them. So they put this together, unalive m4hire because m4hire and them tried to unalive them. That's what the state is saying. All right, evidence of Roy Lee's shooting and death. The starting point of this feud is predominantly, hold on, it says, let me go over here because I got it blew up bigger. It says is motive and intent is to have the decedent killed, meaning unalive m4hire. That's what the motive is because he shot at them. So now m4hire gotta die, basically, is what they saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Trapman did what they did. It says holding the extraneous evidence or ill will of hostility between the parties was admissible as part of the state's case and chief circumstantial evidence of the existence of a motive for committing the offense charged. Meaning they saying they got to this should be able to be used in court because it shows the beef that was going on between Trap, Yella, and m4hire now. You know what I'm saying? It also shows m4hire shooting up them and also provides a motive for them to want m4hire unalive. That basically goes with what they snitch or the state's witness, basically has told to the courts. It says defendant Conway seeks to limit the testimony regarding the prior feud of the parties. But neither murder nor capital murder for remuneration occur in a vacuum. This evidence does not confuse the issue of to mislead the jury and is not needlessly cumulative evidence. Rather, this evidence is directly on point to the state's central theory of retaliatory motive and necessary evidence regarding the starting point of the parties' prior relationship. They basically saying, man, we need to be able to put this in here because this shows how this all started and it proves their motive to want to unalive m4hire. Further, any evidence that defendant Conway was rumored to be involved in Pate's shooting is no more prejudicial than the charged offense. Accordingly, the evidence is more probative than prejudicial, guys. So basically giving a deep dive, probing into the whole feelings that each party had on each other at that time. if that makes sense to y'all. You know what I'm saying? They basically saying, hey, we're not just saying that he unalive Pate, even though people were saying that he had something to do with it, him and Trap. But basically, we just saying the situation that went on with Roy Lee is what got the ball rolling, you know, which led to Yella Beezy being hit up, which led to Trap being hit up, which led to m4hire Bubba being hit up. Let me take that, put Bubba in there, as well as, you know, m4hire being unalive on the highway. We must present this information so that the people can understand where it all started from. That's what the state is saying. And that Yella Beezy is not wanting this to be in here, but they feel like it needs to be in here because it's a starting point for the people to look at, to understand why Yella Beezy will want m4hire dead, guys. The shooting of defendant Conway and co-conspirator Moore are necessary to prove the state's theory of retaliatory motive to commit the charged offense. So basically, they want this in here, guys, you know, because if they're able to put this in here, it paints a more vivid picture for the jury, basically gives them a starting point and an ending point, and basically gives them the motive to why all of this went down, guys. Another thing that gets me is that this right here, man, this is the thing that really blows my mind. They in here calling Trap Boy Freddy a co-conspirator, you know, and I most definitely believe that he was probably the other party that they said, you know, that put in money to get m4hire unalive. They just don't have enough proof in order to hit Freddy with it. But I heard people saying, like, man, the language being used, calling Freddy a co-conspirator, you know, is something for the feds. You know, this might turn into something else. Not sure. I'm just saying that's the theory that's been put out there. But I do find it strange that everybody else that was involved in this situation, or the state felt like was involved in this situation, is all in jail. How is Trap being called a co-conspirator by the prosecution, but still out in the free world walking around? They feel like he might have put in the other half of the money, and they feel like he played a major part within this whole situation. But Trap's still free with no charges. That's crazy work, man. Y'all let me know how Trap's still out here in them comments, man. And we most definitely gonna get the rest of that paperwork so we can look at everything they talking about, you know, and basically discuss it on the live. I just wanted to bring y'all this bit of information, you know, as fast as possible right here. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is crazy, man. Trap Boy Freddy called a co-conspirator of Yella Beezy in the m4hire case. m4hire mom say she want the people who took out her son either unalive or in jail forever. It makes her no different. Justice for m4hire, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this entire situation in the comments. Gone.
That nigga 3 bag like a motherfucker.
Hey man, y'all already know what the fuck going on. I touched down cars here like this. I heard a bunch of real rap going on in the city, man. R.I.P. sent me with them, man. Like this, for it up. Quality dollar, they made their mind up not to ride with a monster. Sick and tired, I had to swallow my pride up. Your heavenly father, I know they watching, but I gotta provide. Got a mama, hope you keep her alive. Lot of partners that I lost to the coppers. Get a look, bitch, I'm the boss of this roster. They ready to ride. I know they gon' kill them, I gotta get them out the hood before they die. I know they itching when I look in their eyes. Bringing them back with extendo, let down the window, rearrange the whole scene up. Laws come wig like we ain't seen none. Get it and go, make sure you change your demeanor. Pockets sitting thicker than the legs on Davina. Fuck the white girl, she take dick a real screamer. Salute her, she ain't snitches the day that I seen her. Interrogation room, the laws looking for the heater. Talking about the 3, she started speaking amnesia. Remember when a solo was a photo green beamer? They ain't let me drive it cause I probably would've wrecked it. Don't believe the lies, bitch, I'm highly respected. A man never test me, he'll die by this weapon. Learn how to shoot, took time to perfect it. All hail is the king, bitch, I'm a guy in my section. I ain't gotta improvise, fuck the side that I'm repping. They don't recognize that I strive for this blessing. Yeah, look, champion, I'm a champion, I win. They like, damn, he won. They like, damn, he won again. Got the heart of a lion, standing tall with that iron, nigga, you gon' have to kill me. And they know that I'm a ride when they look me in the eye, and that's why the street feel me. Cause I win, win, win. I win, win, I win. I did this shit once, came back, did it twice, I'ma do the shit again. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I win. Look down. Damn you one. Come here, look. They don't televise it, disguise my progression. Will they ever check me or ride is the question. Catch them outside, but they dodge my direction. 5'5" with a 6'9" complexion. I won't jeopardize what I got, that's why they panicking. Shooter with a shooter, don't get turned into a mannequin. My cousin in the feds, say the cell block jamming them. Stay up by some friends, I need alcohol and bandages. Illuminati shit, see the devil when them candles lit. Guy got my back, so I ain't tripping, he gon' handle it. Look, why would you put all this pain on my plate? Spread lies on my name, tell the people I'm fake. They look up to 3 because I am the way. I'm the king of the jungle, I run with the apes. I pray that one day to where I see that I'm great. Stay down all the way, I go hard in the paint. I'm a champion. That's my city, nigga. My city, nigga. My city keep hating, nigga. And shit like that, nigga.